Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K Facebook Live video. I am just out here on my Facebook page checking to make sure that I'm live where I would like to be, and also getting things set up so that I can see comments and see people coming in when they are stopping in to say hello. So if you are watching the video live, feel free to leave a comment for me. I would appreciate it. And if you're watching the replay, that's just awesome too. Hope that you enjoy the replay. So today I'm going to show you how I made this card with the Botanical Prints product medley. And before we get too deep into the card making process, I actually wanted to show you what all comes in this product medley. So it's a really good set of products. It's something that may not necessarily jump out to you immediately in the mini catalog, but it's a really good set of products that we have in the new January to June 2020 mini catalog. So again, it's called the Botanical Prints product medley, and it's kind of towards, hey Nancy, thanks for hopping in today. It's kind of towards the back of the catalog, but I did want to point out and show you everything that's in it because it's good. It's definitely a really good one. So to start with, all of this is exclusive to the product medley. You cannot purchase it individually. It's only available as kind of bundled together as the product medley, and it's $70. But it's got the stamp set with it, and it's the distinctive stamps that are in it that look like they're sort of shaded without you doing anything other than inking and stamping it. So it's a good stamp set. And then there's Old Olive 1/4-inch twill ribbon, which ties very pretty bows. It's a nice weight of ribbon, not too stiff and yucky, but like I said, it ties really pretty bows. So definitely some good ribbon. And again, I've been using things out of here, so this is not the complete set. Everything isn't here. Hey, Akiko, and hi, Patricia. Thanks for hopping in today. So there are some little copper bee embellishments. So again, this is just a partial pack because I've used a few of these out of here. These again are exclusive to the product medley. And then, hopefully you'll be able to see these if I can sort of separate things out here. There are some laser cut sheets. They are pretty peacock on one side and whisper white on the other, so you can use a sponge brayer or a sponge dauber or whatever you want, coloring these in any way that you would like. Hey Debbie, hi Catherine, thanks for hopping in. Hey Sherry, thanks for joining today too. So the back side of them is whisper white, so you can color that and add whatever color of ink that you might like, but they're pretty peacock on this side. And then there you get two of each of these, and then there's one that's just a little bit of a different design, but the same basic concept on it. So you get two of each of those in your product medley. And you also get 2 sheets of these laser cut labels, which are good ones. The sentiments from the stamp set fit into those very nicely, so they coordinate together perfectly. The next thing is you also get a couple of die cut sheets, and again I've punched out and used some of these, so I'll just sort of layer them over the top of each other, but you get 2 sets of these sheets, and those are all pre-colored for you, and they're die cut, so all you have to do is punch them out and adhere them on the cards, so they're definitely very pretty. I'm glad that you like it too, Nancy. It's a good set of products. So like I said, it's kind of towards the back and not something that really jumps out when you look at the catalog, but I really like it. They're very, very pretty things in it. So there is a full pack of 6x6 designer series paper as well. So this is crushed curry, and there are 2 different designs. And then on the back, there are black and white designs, which again, we can always use black and white, and you can color it. You can add whatever you want to for other things to it, but black and white is always good. And then we've got some terracotta tile designer series paper in this pack. I'm trying to find where the divide. Here we go. So some terracotta tile designer series paper. And again, on the back side, it's black and white designs. And then the last color of designer series paper in here is the pretty peacock. And again, it's 2 different designs on the front, and then you flip it over, and it's 2 different black and white designs on the back. So it's, like I said, it's a really good suite of products, and I should call it a product medley because it's not even a suite of products because you can't get the things individually. It's all bundled together, and it includes the stamp set, all the designer series paper, the die cut sheets, the laser cut sheets, the little bee embellishments, and the ribbon are all part of the same bundle together. So, but yeah, it's definitely a good one. So I wanted to walk you through that real quickly before we get going on the card. So a couple other things about the card we're going to be making today. The black and white papers are really pretty. So, and I like that you can either leave them black and white and use a little bit of color on your sentiment or something, or you can color them too. So they're nice. They work well with blends. They work with your regular Stampin' Write markers. You can do sponge brayering, sponge daubering, whatever you want to do, and add a little bit of color to them. So on my card today, I used the sentiment from the Seriously the Best stamp set, which again is in the 2020 mini catalog, the January to June 2020 mini catalog. This is actually, it's designed to coordinate with a project kit that is in the catalog, but definitely is a good standalone stamp set too. I like the fonts and the sentiments in here, some good general ones. So we're using this sentiment on the card today. So let me set that aside. Whoop, almost dropped it on the floor. And then a couple of dies we're using as well. We're using the Stitched Shapes dies. We're going to use the second largest circle to cut out the sentiment. And then the die that I used to cut the background pieces, the Designer Series paper, was actually kind of the narrow, longer rectangle, the largest one of those. And the last die set that I used was the layering circles. And I used the second largest circle for the Pretty Peacock layer, and then the largest one for the layer of white vellum, which hopefully you can see that on the card that I've got here. All right, so that is it for the product that we used on the card. I'm going to set this aside and hopefully I won't spill on it. And one other thing I wanted to tell you or remind you about before we get started is that the coordination product release is happening now. Stampin' Up! Has released 5 die sets and a pack of Designer Series paper that coordinate with items from the current I'm glad that you like it too, Sherry. It's like I said, it's really pretty. I mean, it's sort of unexpected. When I got it initially, I thought, I don't know, I'll get it and see what it is, but it's very, very pretty. So, all right. So back to the coordination product release. Stampin' Up! Has got 5 new die sets for us. So 4 of them are here on this side. Got 1 more over here and a pack of Designer Series paper. And they coordinate with items from both the occasion or from the mini catalog as well as celebration items. So you will see that when you take a look through mini catalog, celebration, and then this coordinates with a whole bunch of different punches. I actually made a card with that Designer Series paper today, so if you haven't looked at my blog, go look at it, stampwithamyk.com, and you'll see that paper is absolutely beautiful. So, all right, so those are available while supplies last through March 31st. I know that Stampin' Up! Did a similar type of promotion last year, and the items did not last very long. So we've been assured that there's more product in stock this year, but I still wouldn't wait forever. If these are items that you're wanting, which I think you definitely will, because, you know, who doesn't love a die set that coordinates with the stamp set, get on ordering them sooner rather than later. So, okay, so back to the card. As usual, I kind of did a few things ahead of time so you didn't have to sit and watch me die cut everything, you know, and do that sort of thing. So I've got the Designer Series paper all pre-cut already. We're just going to use a little bit of snail to adhere those pieces onto the card front. Hope that y'all are enjoying your Tuesday. Things are going well. You know, kind of a same old day here. My younger one was homesick from school yesterday, but seems to be doing okay today. So she went back to school, so hopefully she's doing all right at school. They had a field trip, and, you know, I hate to miss out on those, but all right, and just kind of stacking these up together, basically trying to get them centered. When you stacked all 3 of these together, it should have an even border all the way around the edge. So that's basically how I try to do this. So, and how I'm lining things up is just trying to get them even with the edges. A little bit of snail on the back of the Designer Series paper. Hopefully I got it somewhat even. Well, if not, we can always do a little bit of maneuvering like this and just layer them one on top of the other if we need to. So make it a little bit more even. I think that works. So, all right, so we've got the background done on it. I cut a piece of white vellum with the largest of the layering circles dies. Going to use a little bit of snail to adhere that onto the card front. Again, don't need to be too particular about this, where we put the adhesive on the vellum. You will be able to see it through, but we have a pretty large sentiment that's going to be covering most of this circle. So just make sure when you're adhering your vellum or applying your vellum, you don't put it around that very outside edge, because that's all that's going to show on this die cut on the card front. So, All right, just making sure that's stuck down well. Next thing that I did was I went ahead and I used the Stamparatus on this particular image just because I thought that I wanted to make sure that I got a good dark image, and that's the easiest way to do it is using your Stamparatus. Then you can restamp it if you need to. So many decisions and not too many days left to order from Celebration. Well, we got till the 31st of March, so we got almost 2 months left to order from Celebration. But the biggest thing is on those dies and things that it's a little hard to say whether those are actually going to last. I hope that they will, but yeah, I don't know. I'd order those sooner rather than later if it were me. So I think we'll do a quick once over again. Did a pretty decent job of covering it the first time with the Pretty Peacock ink. I'm gonna close that up before I stick my fingers in it or smudge something. All right, just using the Stamparatus again. Yep, that's a good solid image. And I'm gonna set that aside. Next thing that I did was I inked up one of the images from the Botanical print stamp set and used gray granite ink. And we're going to just stamp this right over the top of the sentiment. Just got to give this a second, hoping that it dries quickly. Oh, and speaking of Celebration, I don't know if you've seen or heard, Stampin' Up! Is doing another release of products for Celebration specifically. So there'll be free items that you can earn during Celebration. That will start on March 3rd. Hopefully you can see the stamped image there. So there are some new items that are coming, and of course I've ordered them, so they should be here fairly soon. So I will be sharing those just as soon as I get them, but there's some new designer paper coming, a couple new stamp sets, so it's definitely good things. So keep an eye out for those, so you have some new options to earn for free for Celebration starting on March 3rd. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with one of the stitched shapes dies here. Just going to wheel over a second. Hopefully get it centered and cut on the first try. I know, it's wiggling the camera all over and I'm sorry. Need to get a sturdier table, I guess. So, all right, so we've got that cut out, and then we're going to use a little bit of snail to adhere the two pieces together. Again, I had pre-cut from Pretty Peacock cardstock with the second largest layering circles die, almost said ovals. Just going to adhere those together with a little bit of snail. And then we're going to go onto the card front with a couple Stampin' Dimensionals. Catherine's asking, can a demonstrator order early? Yes, you can. Go out and take a look at the updates from Stampin' Up! Today, and you will see the details about how you can order it. So, all right, so we're just going to go ahead, peel off the backing on the Stampin' Dimensionals, blah, blah, I can hardly get those words out today. And speaking of Stampin' Dimensionals, that reminds me, I do actually have a little ordering bonus going on for anyone who places an order of $50 or greater through me through the 15th of February. You get to choose a free adhesive, basically an adhesive of your choice, during February for a little Stuck on You Valentine promotion that I'm doing. So if you have questions about that, the details are out on my blog, or feel free to stop in and drop me an email or whatever, post a question out here on my Facebook page about it. The details are all out there. So, all right, adding a few of the Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels, which I need, oh man, these are the best. I love that color. So, all right, so that is basically it for the card front. The inside of the card I kept pretty simple and just used gray granite ink again, and a little bit of stamping from that same image from the Botanical print stamp set. Stamped it twice, so once up here, and then turned it around and stamped it a second time down here. And we'll put this away before I stick my fingers in that. So hopefully you can see on here, I don't know how well it comes out on the video, but hopefully you can kind of see the shading on this. So they're beautiful images. I love this stamp set. So, All right, so we'll go ahead and put a little bit of snail on the back of this Panel Whisper White cardstock. And again, I don't know if I said it, it's a gray granite card base. Hopefully I did. If not, all the details will be posted out on my blog tomorrow, so you can take a look at it for the cardstock cuts and find links to purchase all the products that I used here on the card that I'm making today. So we're going to put a little crease in here with the bone folder, and then pull out the other card that I had made earlier. And so those are my cards. That's my card share for today. Thanks so much for joining. And thanks, Diane. I appreciate that. So thanks for joining. Let me know if you have questions on anything. I appreciate you all spending part of your Tuesday with me. And I will plan to see you next week, Tuesday again. Have a good rest of your day.